Hello everyone, it's Shanna. Welcome. Now today I'm going to be using this Digi stamp here that I had colored when I was sick. This is from Polka Doodles, and Polka Doodles is actually a super sponsor for Kendra's Card Challenge, and I am going to be bringing in one of Kendra's sketches from Kendra's Card Challenge 12, Sketch 1, for this particular card that I'm going to use this Polka Doodles Digi stamp that I colored. So I'm going to make this a top folding card. I was thinking I wanted a top folding card, and so I'm just going to score this at 5.5 with my score buddy, and then just use my score buddy to help me line up a good fold on there. Now I will link everything that I can in the description box below so you can check it out. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would really like you to subscribe. And if you do subscribe, I wish you would put in the comment box below that you subscribed, and let's just start engaging in conversation. I'd welcome you to my channel. Okay, I'm going to bring in this Christmas wrap embossing folder from Spellbinders, and you see I have a little flower that had fallen inside of there. And I've just embossed a Hammer Mill 100-pound cardstock that is, I think it's 5 1/4 by 4. I wanted to have a little edge on there for this panel, and I'm going to use my card base for the first layer that is the 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and then bring in this panel, embossed panel, as the second layer. And I'm just using some foam tape because I wanted to have a little dimension, wanted it to kind of pop up off that white card base, just to kind of show some definition between the two pieces. Now, if you haven't tried Kendra's Card Challenge, I would recommend that you do. It is so much fun. You can check her out on www.kendrascardchallenges.com, or you can join her Facebook page, Kendra's Card Challenge. And if you join the Facebook group, you'll see just a ton of inspiration and ideas for card making. It's really a fun place to be, and this is really fun to do these sketches, especially when you're kind of been in a funk. And I have kind of been in a funk since had a cold and I just wasn't feeling well, and I have been kind of slow to get started again. So I was glad to have these already pre-cut and ready to go. So this is going to be a real traditional Christmas colored card. You know, I'm going to be using the red and the greens. This is just another panel that I have already pre-cut according to the parameters that are on the sketch. And then this red snow paper is my pattern paper A. And so I'm using 2 pieces of it on this, along with a small piece of what I'm calling my pattern paper B. And I'm just going to kind of lay it down so I have an idea of how I'm doing it. I did have to spin it because I did a top folding. I had to rotate the design. It's going to be a portrait instead of a landscape. So I'm just going to take this green panel, and you can see when I pulled my pin out, I pulled my precision tip right out of there, so I'm having to stick it back in. That happens occasionally. I don't know if that ever happens to you with your Barely Art glue, but occasionally that precision tip will just come flying out. This panel here I've used, actually used one of my Spellbinders dies to cut it down, and I really like it because it puts a little frame around the panel, and so then that made it really easy for me to line up those 2 pieces of red pattern paper. Now I'm just trying to straighten it up. I've got it a little toward one, it's more toward the left than or the right than it is the left. I'm just trying to get it more evened up there. And then I'm going to bring in my pattern paper A, and you'll see when I go to glue it, I think you will, that I've got it labeled A1, and I do that with my papers so that I don't lose track of what they are. And if you watch me, you've heard me say this multiple times, so I apologize. I'm just repeating myself for people who haven't watched my videos before, but I'm just getting that lined up. Like I said, I just used that edge that was on the die to help me line it up, to just give me a little tiny edge there. So just getting this laid down, and then we'll bring in that little piece of pattern paper that we're going to add. I'm doing a voiceover because when I was able to throw this card together when one of my grandsons was asleep. The youngest one was asleep, and the oldest one was playing and watching one of his shows. And he was just chatter, 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 and singing, and it was so cute. But you could hear a lot in the background, so I went ahead to do a voiceover. I actually listened to it to see if I could find a little spot where you could hear him, but it just wasn't real. It wasn't, I guess, as clear on the video as I thought it would be, but it was super cute. He was kind of slow to talk, and now he just talks constantly, and it's so sweet, the tiny little voice. So now I'm laying my little Digi down, and I'm just going to get it glued down. I'm just laying it down flat. I'm not going to pop it up. Since I put the foam on the embossed panel, I'm just going to lay this little guy flat. And I think he's really cute. He's carrying a little lantern that is just super, super cute. And I really enjoyed coloring. Like I said, I wasn't feeling well and didn't feel like videoing, and I just sat there at my desk and colored. So I've got the design laid down there, and I'm noticing that there are, the sketch calls for 3 embellishments, and I always seem to forget to add the embellishments. I don't have a lot of embellishments, but I did have these red ones from my Make It Merry Spellbinders Christmas kit. And so I thought I could bring those in. They're the right color. So I'm just going to lay 3 of those down, just like Kendra has on her sketch there. And you'll see the little tip of my little embellishment tool is broken off, and I'm just using kind of the fat edge of it because the little tip broke off. I need to replace it. I think I have some replacement tips for him. So I'm looking at it, thinking it's finished, and then I decide I want to take my gel pen, my Jelly Roll, white Jelly Roll pen, and I kind of clean up a little bit of some of the splotches that I had on there. I'm putting some shoelaces on him. I put some little dots in the whites of his eye and some around his ear, and just put some dots on the buttons as well. And that kind of finishes up my card. I think it's super cute. I like this sketch, and I think that Digi is really cute. This is really the second time I've used a Digi stamp. So I hope you like it too. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye now.